Everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, which is being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. Special thank you once again to my man, Mr. Stephen Brady. Each and every week, he supplies an amazing artist, and this week, we are certainly not going to disappoint you. She is a country music sensation. She travels all over the world. She's hardly ever home because she's always on stage going to concerts and festivals and all the whole 9 yards. And so we're so excited to have her on the show tonight. And just a moment, we're going to go live with her. We're going to find out about her music, her journey, and we're going to find out all kinds of really cool things about her. And she has a brand new song that just came out. It's called Reason to Cry. We're going to find out about that song. How did that song come about? And what does her songwriting look like? We're going to find out that and much more. So stay tuned for the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, courtesy of Blue Shamrock Music. And with that being said, let's go ahead right now and introduce our special guest. And it's the one, the only. Please put your hands together for Miss Vanessa Sanger.
Hey, good morning. I keep saying good morning. It's good morning here, but it's good evening over there. So, yes, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing this evening? Thank you and welcome to the show.
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
So, what part of the world are you coming from?
I'm in New South Wales at the moment in a little town called Parkes.
Oh, is that where you stay, or you're just on tour still?
Well, that's where I am at the moment, but my house is actually in Tamworth. But as you mentioned, I'm actually never home, so I'm on the road. So,
Well, tell me about that. I mean, I'm kind of like the same way, to be honest. I do a lot of traveling too. I
yep.
mean, what gives you the longevity to do that, and what gives you the passion to do it?
Oh, look, I've always been a singer since the age of 5, and I've done quite a few things in my career, other than singing, but now I do singing full time. So over the last weekend, I travelled 3,000 kilometres just by myself up to Queensland and back again. And this weekend, I'm doing some gigs down this way, then I go back up to Queensland again. So all over the shop. So it's wonderful to go and meet new people and experience new festivals and new places and new venues. It's awesome.
Well, do you have a booking agent, or is this something you book by yourself?
I do it all myself. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, you know what? You might, by the time the show's over, you may have another gig helping to book
Oh,
me.
ah, well, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Yeah, we'll talk about the fees a little bit later on. So, let's talk about your musical journey. How did it
Mhm.
begin, and what gives you such a passion for music?
Oh, look, as a little girl, I grew up in the Salvation Army Church. So, in the little choir, singing as a little kid, singing the Sunday school songs, and then progressed into we formed it was called the Singing Company, and there was a whole group of us. So it was about 17 of us teenagers that formed a group, and we traveled all over the place singing to people in different churches and old people's homes and venues and concerts and things like that. And then once I did that, then I went to high school, got involved in musicals. So sang in lots of musicals like Oklahoma and Superman and all those types of ones. So I got involved in that through high school. Then I did vocal training through high school. So I did 7 years of vocal training. Then after I finished school, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. So I found an ad in the paper that was my local paper for a singer for a band. And I went, "Ooh, should I?" And I went, "Yeah, okay, I will." So I took a friend with me, and I went down and I auditioned for this band, which is about an hour and a half from my hometown. And I thought I won't go by myself because I have no idea who these people are. So this friend came with me on the way home. They rang me and told me that I had the job. And I went, that's great. Well, I've got nowhere to live down there. Like I just finished school, had no income, no nothing. So I went home and I rang my girlfriend who just moved down there and I asked her if she had a spare room in her flat. And she did. So I said, well, I'll take it. So I went home and I said to mum and dad, I'm moving to Port Macquarie. I've joined a band and I'm going to live with my girlfriend, Renee. And they went, no, you can't do that. I said, why can't I do that? And they said, you do know bands are all involved with sex, drugs, and rock and roll? And I went, and what's wrong with that? And they just like lost it too much. So, but they were great people to be involved in my first band. And it just snowballed from there. I just have never stopped singing ever since.
How are your parents now? Are they digging what you're doing right now?
Well, they love it. They travel all over the countryside to see me. So, yeah, very big supporters. Very big supporters.
How did you get hooked up with Blue Shamrock Music? How did that happen?
I've known about Blue Shamrock for a little while because I have other people in the music industry that have released songs and singles through them. So I just thought it was time for me to delve in and do the same thing.
So I just heard you say on the interview that you know a lot of people in the music industry. Of the
Hmm.
people that you know, who's given you the most influential advice as how you can succeed in this industry? What was the advice, and has it worked out for you?
Uh, I guess it was my partner, and it was just be yourself and do what you love to do, and just go out there and just do it. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Just be you. Be you.
What are some of the obstacles that you think that are in the music industry today?
Oh, look, there's probably a few obstacles in the industry today. Um, there's a lot of professional jealousy out there that if you're better than somebody else, then they don't really like that. But I don't really worry about that sort of stuff. I just do what I do. And if I see people having fun and they've got a smile on their face and they go home happy, my job's done. That's all I really worry about.
What type of if I am a potential fan coming to your show for the very first time, what type of
Yep.
show can I expect?
Fun, fun.
Tell me more about that.
Well, if you don't bring your dancing shoes, then you'll be missing out because I just love to get people involved. I'll get out on the dance floor with them and sing and carry on silly. But that's what I love to do is I love to have fun, embrace the people, and also tailor make what I do to the audience. Like there's no point me singing a song that no one knows if they're in a certain age group. I need to tailor what I'm doing so they sing along with me, and then I get the kids involved, I get the adults involved, I get everybody involved. And if they're having fun, that's what it's all about.
So let's sort of talk about you as an artist. Let's skip right into the new album you got just came out. It's called Life, Love, and Memories, and you got a new single off that album, and it's called "Reason to Cry." Tell us more
That's
about
right.
that.
Okay, so my album, Life, Love, and Memories, was pretty much made after the passing of my partner. And I actually didn't know that I was actually going to be making a solo album. He had actually organized it before he passed away with the studio, and the studio owner was a great friend of ours. And he did tell me before he passed away that he'd organized it. And he said, I've organized for you to do a solo album. You're going to do it. And I just went, wow, I had no idea what songs were going to go on the album, or even if I wanted to make an album after his passing, because we sang together, we were great duo partners, we ran country music masters together. It was yeah, it was a bit of a devastating time. However, so when I came to picking out songs on for the album, I wanted to do songs that were different that not everybody had done. Like, I mean, I sing country music and Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, all of those stuff. But I didn't want to do all those songs because everybody's done them to death. So the studio manager and myself, we searched for songs that were different, that but related to me and my life in some way, shape, or form. So every single song on that album relates to my life from beginning to now in some way. And A Reason to Cry was written by Cameron Mason. And when it came across the desk and the studio manager played it to me, it had to go on the album because it spoke about losing the love of your life and having the memories there. Everything is still how it was before they passed away. And that's how it came about. The reason to cry. That's why I cry. And that's the reason I cry is because of him and his life and his memories and his love that he gave to me. So that's a special song.
When people listen to your music, what is the message that you're trying to send out?
The message is to enjoy life and to embrace every single part of your life and people in your life. Be happy. Don't sweat on the little things because life can go like that and you miss out on so much. So you got to enjoy every single moment because we are only here for a very short time. We're not here for a long time. I guess, there's that cliche, we're here for a good time. But that's the messages I say, that yes, sure, there's going to be hard times, sure, there's going to be sad times, there's happy times, all that, but enjoy what you have.
I heard you say in the interview about Loretta Lynn and all the country music icons, and so let's take a walk down memory lane. So thinking back to when they started to where country music is today. I mean,
Yep.
I'll make a statement. I want you to tell me if you agree or if you don't.
Hmm.
So back in the day, country music was country music. Today, country music, yeah, I mean, you've got major pop stars are actually crossing over from where they originally were, and they're actually making their way onto country music. You got Post Malone, you got Beyonce, and the list
Yep.
goes on and on and on. What are your thoughts about that? And do you think that country music is still the same today as it was yesterday? And what do you think about people crossing over?
Look, it's definitely not the same as it was. Not in the Patsy Cline, not in the Loretta Lynn, not in the Tammy Wynette era, not in even Alan Jackson, George Strait, Garth Brooks, all of those, Trisha Yearwood, Martina McBride, all of them, they are country music. That is what I love, is that country music. Today, yes, they've crossed over and they're blending the two. I, yeah, I have different thoughts about it. I listened to Beyonce's album. Mm, I said I don't think I'd listen to it again, but I listened to it once. Um, Everybody has to do what they need to do, I guess, to keep going and keep the variety, I guess, and keenness alive. Yeah, but I still go back to all that country music that was country music.
Another question as we're on that topic, why do you think that the pop stars are leaving one genre to another? Why you feel like they're doing that for?
Um, Maybe it's to get a more attention, to just boost their current status of what they're doing, and maybe it's just experiencing different genres. It's just, maybe, you could get bored singing the same old thing all the time. So you go and do something else. Like, I mean, I listen to a variety of music. I don't just listen to country music. I listen to rock and roll. I listen to heavy metal. I listen to a lot of stuff. I'm in the car for hours on end. Like I drove 10 hours the other day and I just didn't listen to country music. I listened to a lot of stuff. So maybe it's that variety just to keep them energized, keep them going, and keep them focused on what they were started out doing.
Well, you can add us to your playlist now because we play a great mix of
Yeah,
music. We play music from the 70s all the way current. So yeah, you can just add us to the playlist.
absolutely. I certainly will. Certainly will.
So what are you up to nowadays? I mean, obviously you just came out with a new album, and
Hmm.
so I mean you're traveling a lot right now. Any
Yep.
future plans for you? If so, what are they?
Oh, I do organise country music musters as well. So I just finished one in March in my hometown, Maxwell. So now I'm in the process of looking for artists to appear on that and putting it all together for next year, and band members and lots of different things. I'm sort of going to change it up a little bit next year. We usually have an old time dance, but I think I might look around and maybe do a two-step dance next year. So bring some of that American flavor over here to Australia, a bit of honky tonk. But apart from that, I'm actually being booked at a lot of festivals in the coming 12 months, and different festivals that I haven't been at, and tribute shows. So I really would love to put a Tammy Wynette tribute show together because I think she's just the icon of my country music, and my idol. So that's what I'm sort of focusing on. Plus, I'm also focusing on doing some rock stuff as well, and yeah, different things. There's a lot of things on the horizon. Yeah, which is exciting.
So let's take you on stage. All right, you're at one of the
Hmm.
festivals, right? Huge
Yep.
crowd. And
Yep.
so before you go on stage, do you do any like pre-event rituals to try and get you ready for the big show?
No, I'm just out there with the crowd, chatting to people and just seeing what people have been up to, asking if they have any requests, if they have, anything they'd like to see, but just, just generally connecting with the crowd. I love listening and talking to people out in the general public. Everyone has a story, and you never know, I might get inspiration from someone's story to write a song about that. I mean, I have lots of things that have happened in my life that I can write about as well. So, but people love to share their stories with you, which is great.
How do
But
you
I
read
don't
the
have
crowd?
any. Oh, I read them because they tapping their feet in their seat, and their smiles on their faces, and their claps, and their cheering, and yeah. And I talk to people from the stage as well. Someone might, I might know somebody who's connected with me before, and I spot them in the audience. So I just reach out to them and I have a bit of a chat with them, a bit of a chuckle, and I might get them up to dance. And yeah, I just love to get them involved.
Well, also, as we already know, I mean, you traveled a lot and you go all over the place. Do you have any memorable shows that you can share with us that really stand out to you? If so, which one was it and why?
Memorable shows. I guess I did Tamworth Country Music Muster, or Festival they call it now, last year, not this year but last year, and I was on a stage called Women of Country, and it was just women that were singing country songs, and good country songs at that. And I did Stand By Your Man. Oh my God. And it even made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It was great band, great atmosphere, fantastic night. It was really, really good. And it was raising money for breast cancer as well. So that was another added bonus.
That's awesome. So, when you're
Yeah.
not in the music scene, do you have any hobbies?
No, not really. Well, no, I'm just too busy doing music, to be honest. Um, I must mention that I used to be a police officer, and I used to be involved in the ambulance. I've been a private investigator, so I've done a lot of bits and pieces. But now I just love to sing. So yeah, I just love to sing and travel around.
How cool is that? I mean, you're a police officer in the
Yeah,
ambulance. I mean, I'm sure you got some stories to share, but I mean, we probably don't have enough time on the show tonight.
no. Oh no,
We
there
might have
would
to bring
be
you back.
hundreds.
We might have
Yeah,
to bring you back for part two.
absolutely. That'd be great. Yes, yes. Fantastic.
So, was well, since we're on that subject, was the love and passion of music the reason why you stepped away from that career?
I guess, well, I always did it. I always had music while I was in those careers. So I never ever gave it up. I mean, I backed off a bit because I had four children as well, as working shift work and all that. And I did music at the same time. But, I did stop singing for a while, but you get that itchy feet, and it's just who I am. Music is who I am, and I love it. And that's why I'm very blessed these days to be able to do it as a full-time job.
That is absolutely awesome. And, it's such a great time to have you on the show here. Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. And our special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady. And we got Miss Vanessa Sanger in the house with us. She is a country music icon, all the way up from
New South Wales, Australia.
that was one of our hidden promos.
There you go.
So, Chris, we have a great crowd watching tonight, by the way. And
Oh,
so,
excellent.
let me ask you this: is there anything you'd like to say to our fans right now who are actually watching this interview? What would you like to share with them?
Oh, look, just have thank you very much, of course, for having me on the show. And I'd love to be like travel overseas and sing country music overseas. I'd really want to go to Nashville. I tell you what, I've always said from a little girl, if I ever went to Nashville, I don't think I'd ever come home. I just want to stay there forever. So, because you guys are so patriotic about your music, and just support live music. I know COVID threw everybody into chaos, and we're slowly coming back out of that, and there's nothing more than live music. So if you see an artist out there who's given it all they need to get out there and making a career out of themselves, go and support them, say hello. It makes a world of difference to them.
I love hearing you say in an interview about how the Americans and the Australian artists and American artists. Do you think they're similar in the way they go about things, or you think they're different?
Oh, I think they're very different. Australians. Australians can be funny from state to state. It's very interesting. I can go to Victoria and they just come out in droves. You go to New South Wales and it's like pulling teeth trying to get people to come to things. You go to Queensland and it's a mixture of both. You have some venues that people flock to, and then you go to other venues where it's really hard. Um, and I don't understand what influences them, but I watch things from over in America, and there's just massive amount of people everywhere, and they love their live music. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
Wouldn't it be really cool if the American artist can somehow, some way team up with the Australian artist? What do you think about that idea?
Oh, it'd be amazing. It really would be amazing. Yeah. And just share their experiences and share their knowledge, share their passion, share their enthusiasm. It would be just such a great thing to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we actually have artists that actually watch our show, and
Hmm.
what inspirational message can you share with them to maybe try to get to where you are today?
Oh, look, just keep doing what you're doing. Never lose sight on what you started out to do. You know, um, Embrace yourself, embrace your passion, embrace your goals, and just be you. Absolutely, just be you. Just be
Are there any funny stories you want to share with us as it relates to you being on stage?
you. Well, it sort of relates to when I actually came out of the police academy as a police officer, and I went to Tamworth as a police officer. But I also wanted to go to Tamworth because I knew it was country music. So I went, oh, I could do two things at once here and go be a police officer and see country music and sing country music at the same time. So I was on my very first country music muster festival in uniform. We were never allowed not to be rostered on or not work at that stage. So I was walking down Peel Street, and my one of my bands was playing in the main street. And I came across them. And they said, "Oh, you need to come and sing a song with us." I said, "No, I can't sing. I'm on duty. I will get shot, literally get shot by the sergeant if I get up and sing." They went, "No, no, no. It's early in the morning. There's nobody around." And there really wasn't that many people around. There was probably a dozen people or so, 20 people. And it was 10:30 or so in the morning. And I said to my partner, who was working with me on that day, I said, if I go up and sing a song, if we get a really urgent job, you need to throw the radio at me and then we have to run." And she went, "Okay." So I went, really taking a risk here. Like, I'm in uniform. So I said, "All right, I'll come and sing one song." So I jumped up and I sang one song. By the time we got to the chorus, there were people flocking from everywhere. There were people on their phones going, "There's a police officer singing down the main street. You need to come down and see her." I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to get into trouble. So I did two songs. They convinced me to do two songs because there were people cheering everywhere. Like, this is just, they'd never seen, well, they maybe have, but I was in Tamworth in uniform singing country music in the main street. So I did two songs. And I went, "No, that'll do. I've got to go and do my job now." So I thought, left the band, walked back to the station, and I walked in, and the sergeant walked straight up to me and he says, "So, we have a singing policeman on our hands, do we?" I went, "Uh-oh, I'm really in trouble now." And he said, "It's all good. It's fine." He said, "As long as you listen to that radio and you are on the job, it's not a problem." He said, "But I do have another job for you now." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "I need you to get in the back of the paddy wagon, shake your hair out," because I used to have it tied up in a bun. "And I'm going to put Shagalicious in there with you, and we're going to film it on our local local TV station for an ad." And I went, oh my goodness, what have I done now? I've opened a can of worms. So, but
That's too funny.
it was really funny. It was good. So we got in the back of the paddy wagon and we were shaking it around, and I got out. My hair was all a mess, and Yep, it was on the news that night. I went, "Oh, I've just made a mark in Tamworth, haven't I?" So,
Well, we have time for one more funny story. You have another one you want to share?
what other funny stories?
We're just having too much fun on the show right now. We can't let it end right now.
I
We cannot
know.
let our show end on this note.
I don't have any more funny stories. I know that I've seen people fall off stages. I've seen people like have blank moments on stages, and we're all looking at each other thinking, we've just totally forgotten how this song goes, and we've just launched into something else, and it's like, okay, and then we've just come back again to this the original song that we're singing, and that's what it's all about. It's like, it's not about your mistake, it's about your recovery. So if you make a mistake, forget about it and move on. Like, that's how it is. And I do remember one stage that I think I was wearing a skirt and I put a ladder in my stocking, so I put gaff tape. I don't know if you know what gaff tape is over there, but it's a really strong sticky tape that you put leads on the floor with. So I thought, oh, that's all I've got. So I needed to, like, fix my stockings really quickly before I went back on stage. I tell you what, getting that gaff tape off the next night was worse than being waxed. I tell you, like, don't do that. Do not do that.
Oh
So
my
yeah.
goodness. What a great story. I love that one. So, as we wind down here, is there anything? Well, let me ask you this before that. How can
Mhm.
our artists get in contact with you, and how can they download your amazing music?
Well, you can download it from Blue Shamrock Music. Absolutely. They have it on their website, so you can download my full album off there. I do have Facebook, so you've got Vanessa Sanger, singer entertainer, and I've got my website as well, Vanessa Sanger. So you can find me on all social media sites.
Awesome. And if there's one thing that you can change in the music industry,
Hmm.
so we're gonna put you as the CEO of the music industry. This is your opportunity to shine. And
Yes.
so, if you're the CEO for one day in the music industry, what
Hmm.
is one thing you're going to change and why?
I think um, I think one thing I'd like to change is just be nice, be kind, and embrace everybody. Nobody's perfect. No one's better than anybody else. We're all in this together. We all love music. We all bring a different message. We all have different levels of skill, but we're all out there to have fun. So just be kind, be nice to everybody.
As we wind down our interview this evening, and again, special thank you to Blue Shamrock Music and Mr. Stephen Brady. And oh, by the way, Mr. Brady, the bill will be sent in the mail.
Good one. Yep.
Yeah, any final words as we wind down our show this evening?
No, but just very, I'm very humbled and very honored to be on the show. And, my journey's taken a long time from a little girl to where I am today. Many ups and downs, many curveballs, good things, bad things, but I'm still here doing things that I love. And I'm very fortunate to be actually doing what I love, which is playing and singing music and learning every day from people as yourself and meeting such great people as well along the way. So thank you very
You'll
much.
make me blush now. Well, thank you so much. And we love doing this show because I mean you're just a great example as to why we do this show. You meet amazing artists, you get to find out a little bit more about them and their journey, and and just the ups and downs. And it's always a pleasure. And and Stephen Brady does an amazing job each and
It
every week
certainly
when he
does.
supplies our artist. And he's a great guy. It's a great record label, and we're just so blessed to be a part of those guys. And but yeah, again, thank you for your time this evening. Safe travels as you continue to go from
Thank
city
you.
to city and crank out your amazing music. And hey, don't forget now, you've gotta download Music Dreams USA Radio.
I will definitely. I'll have it on my phone and I'll be able to play it in the car.
And tomorrow morning, when you listen to us on our
Hmm.
morning show, we're gonna say a special hello to you, and
Okay.
we're gonna play your favorite song.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, that's free of charge, by the way.
Oh, great work. We won't tell Stephen about that, will we? No.
Something tells me
Awesome.
he's gonna find out anyways.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Well, again, It's so
Excellent.
nice to meet you, and
You too.
thanks for the memories, thanks for the great laughter, and just thank you
Yeah,
for your amazing music. And we just wish you all the best. And if there's anything we can do to help you, please feel free to reach out at any point.
I shall do. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it.
You're welcome. And again, thank to all of our listeners out there who are watching right now. We got a great crowd that's watching right now. And thank you to each and every one of you. If you do me a favor in Blue Shamrock Music, if you could please let others know about our show. It airs every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. And we have a new artist each every week, which is supplied by Blue Shamrock Music. It's your friend Russell K. I'll be your host each and every week. And if you know of any aspiring artists, please let them know about our show. We interview anybody, anyone looking for exposure, for an opportunity to get their music out there. Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. This is the show for them. So please let them know about that as well. And you can send your request to blueshamrockmusic.com and reach out to Stephen Brady, and he'll be more than happy to arrange for you to be the next artist on our show. Until then, we'll see you next Wednesday right here live on all of our social media outlets with Music Dreams USA Radio, Artist Spotlight Show, and Blue Shamrock Music. Until then, be safe, have a great week, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Until then, wishing you and yours a very pleasant